Alright, we're back with some replays. Looks like we have Yorho Eugene Lee versus Koke. And it's Bretonia versus Beastman. This is traditionally a very bad matchup for Bretonia. It appears to be a quick battle since we're on Witchwood Hollow. No real current tournament would have this, I don't think. Could be wrong. Okay, what do we got? King Louen up on his Hippogriff thing. That's pretty good. Weird teleport there. Armor piercing is quite nice. He has some really good buffs and debuffs, and he causes terror, which is quite good against the Beastman. We have a Damsel of Life, Earthblood, and Regrowth. I think maybe you should just go with one or the other. I don't think having both is a good option. It just is expensive on your Winds of Magic. And most of the shit you're going to heal in a competitive game, like one that goes back and forth and isn't a blowout for either side, whatever you're healing is going to heal cap regardless of what you're using. So you want to choose between Regrowth for burst healing and Vigor, or Earthblood to heal some Knights along with it. Usually you just want Dwellers to do some damage. Anyway, we have Peasants with Pox Arrows, Peasant Bowmen, Peasants with Pox Arrows, some Knights of the Realm in the trees, Spearmen at Arms, Men at Arms with Pole Arms in the very far back. Interesting. What the hell's over here? Grail Knights and Grail Guardians in the trees will be spotted. Alright. A lot of shit going on there. Centaurs with throwing axes, a Jabber Scythe in the far back. It's a bit far for a Jabber Scythe to walk. Some Chaos Warhounds with poison. Ungor Raiders. Looks like some Ungor herds, Gore herds mixed in. Torx the Brass Bull, another Jabber Scythe, a Brave Shaman of Beasts, a Wargore, and Tuskor Chariots. Okay. I do see a Vanguard unit over here. I'm guessing it's another dog. No, it's Harpies. Early impressions, I like the Bretonian setup. I like the Beastman build more than the Bretonian build. I think the Grail Guardians and Grail Knights might be a little too elite for this matchup, especially if Traderkin exists. But the deployment for the Beastman is a little all over the place. So I do like the Bretonian force better. It's more centralized. It's more concrete. That being said, Harpies will get on top of some Peasant Bowmen. It looks like these Spearmen at Arms are going to have to run up and protect them. Jabber Scythe's trying to peel off for these Gore herds. We have Grail Knights charging in. They're anti-large. They're quite elite, and they will do good damage to the Jabber Scythe. Torx Brass Bull is fighting King Louen, and he's kind of whooping his ass for the moment. Brass Bodies Pops is not really going to take any damage. Louen will definitely want to get out of here. I think the other Jabber Scythe's charging in on top of Knights of the Realm. It does have 60 armor, but these guys have anti-large. That'll probably be pretty good for them, though they are getting throwing axed in the back. Louen pops his debuff, trying to win the fight against Torx, and he is certainly not at the moment. He's down 1/3 health. Torx is largely fine. The Jabber Scythe is in the back. Looks like it's going to start terror-outing off some of these cowardly peasants and Mortis Engineing down anybody that is remotely scared. It does have a Mortis Engine effect if their leadership is low enough. Looks like we have a Wissen's Wildform cast from the Beastmen and a Curse of Onrir coming down, really trying to help Torx just keep winning this fight. I think, yeah, Regrowth has even come in for Louen, and he's still down on health in this trade. Knights are running away from the Jabber Scythe now. They didn't get as much done as they really wanted to, and a lot of the archers have been shut down, which would be good units to poke down these large... 60 is light armor for a monster, lightly armored monsters. Torx is still in there and still fighting, though now with the Regrowth and healing. Louen has finally taken the health advantage. And, ooh, 2 Ungor Raiders are compromised by Grail Guardians. The Grail Guardians do have great stats, so they're kind of more tanky than they are World Beaters. You can see it's taken them a really long time to take out the Ungor Raiders. In the meantime, Knights of the Realm are pushed off by Gore Herds with Shields and the Tuskor Chariots, which are very, very effective against Armored Cav on the patch I am spectating this on, which is the old patch, the bug patch. Louen looks like he's gotten even more healing since we last looked at him. Torx the Brass Bull's down to half health and still fighting in the middle of all this. How are the Jabber Scythes doing? One's still at largely full health, the other is missing about 1/3, but the Bretonians are certainly behind in this current state of the game. Maybe if Torx can get killed, maybe then the Bretonians can turn this around, but a lot of their Knights are very damaged. The Jabber Scythes are still fine. Torx has been doing a ton of work, and Lowen's healing cap has got to be just around the bend there. Brave Shaman of Beasts is standing in here, trying to help out with some buffs and debuffs and that sort of thing. Another Curse of Onrir comes down, just making Louen having an even tougher time against Torx. And Torx is doing so much to him. I mean, if the Beastman had healing assets, he would just be unstoppable. Thankfully for the known world, they do not. Lowen's fighting this Brave Shaman of Beasts now, and these Ungor herds. Might want to just pull him into the sky and get a nice charge off, even if you're going to attack the same Bray Shaman. It's usually worth it to get his charge. He has a charge bonus of 75, which is pretty good. Some of the archers are trying to rally, but a Jabber Scythe will jump on top of them, start Mortis engineering down a bunch of things, and rout them off immediately, as the second one also comes in and does the same. In the distance, Centaurs with throwing axes have been outrunning the Knights of the Realm and kiting them forever, and they will get away just fine. The Wargore on foot is trying to come in here and try to get involved. Looks like some Grail Guardians got on top of this Bray Shaman of Beast, and they should beat him up rather quickly since he has a single target. Hey, Louen got it back in the sky, and he does charge in. Sword of Corone, lowering Toryx's melee defense to 23, giving Louen actually a significant advantage in that department, and he will, it looks like, take down the Brass Bull. Though the Damsel of Life is shattered off, she also was trying to fight the Brass Bull, and she is not the King of Bretonnia. She is just a mage, and died horribly. Grail Guardians are slowly killing the Bray Shaman of Beasts. But could they be elsewhere? Really, no. If they're too close to Jabber Slice, they'll take a bunch of damage, and picking off the caster is a nice little use of their time. They now turn around and try to get on top of the Tuskor Chariots. I think Grail Guardians might actually trade okay there, but they're kind of dividing up what they're doing. It looks like they're going after Toryx, but they're charging around in circles. And Louen comes in with a very, very nice rear charge, gets 2 excellent hits in, and Toryx is going to break, and Lewin's probably just going to follow him and kill him off. Grail Knights are standing strong against Tuskor Chariots. They will do a lot of damage here. Grail Knights are elite enough to kind of overcome the OP nature of the Tuskor Chariots. The Wargore takes his turn fighting Louen, and Louen is at half health and heal capped. So he won't get much stronger. It doesn't look like there's any archers who can help out. There's some men-at-arms with polearms, but it's really going to be down to the Grail Guardians, the wounded Grail Knights, and King Louen himself. It looks like Lewin's going to go try to finish off Toryx, get the extra leadership penalty of your lord actually dying rather than just running. Centaurs with throwing axes are almost out of ammo, but they'll throw what they have left into some Knights of the Realm. Maybe you want to focus on the Grail Guardians, but it is kind of difficult to target something when it's 360 shooting. It does have a habit of throwing at whatever it can. That, and I bet Beastman player is focusing on what's going on over here. Grail Knights are very low at this point. They are getting Mortis Engine down and beaten up. They will probably rout and maybe come back, but I doubt there'll be a significant impact on the rest of this game. Louen jumps in, and he is going to slap the Jabber Scythe around. Looks like he got 2 good attacks off. And you can see earlier I mentioned that he should probably fly up and get charge attacks. It's because you can get a hit on your way down to the ground, and then you can land it immediately. Hippogriff models will go into another attack animation, so like that could theoretically hit, and then you'll see he'll immediately attack again. So you kind of get the sweet double hit off if you can charge with specifically a Hippogriff or like that sort of flying monster model. Franz has the same model and it can do the same thing. So that is pretty nice. Cycle charging and those such characters are very good. Now these Grail Guardians in the late game are going to be very impactful. They still have half health. They're very tanky. And they're about all the Bretonnians have left on the field besides Louen himself. And Louen is just going to keep cycle charging and ganking. Now, both Jabber Scythes are pretty much dead, especially after this one flops into a bunch of Grail Guardians. It is going to get killed off. Here, those Centaurs with throwing axes have no more axes, meaning they won't cut through the Grail Guardians. Pretty much it's down to the Wargore to carry this. Toryx is very, very low, and all the other Beastmen infantry are also additionally very, very low. And Louen will straight up kill Toryx on a charge with the Sword of Corone. Very nice stuff there. Leadership debuff spikes the whole Beastmen army, and very quickly the bounce power goes into Bretonnia's favor. So these Grail Guardians just sticking around, it looks like, was worth it in the end. A 9-minute battle of them just constantly killing things. Eventually, they run out of things to kill. Bunch of stuff's terror routing. Wargore is it's the only thing standing strong still, but he's against a lot of Grail Guardians, and I don't think he could do it all by himself. Beautiful cycle charging from Louen in the middle and late part of this game. In the early game, he was a little static, but in the end, did very, very well. 3,300 value for him. He did hit his healing cap, so he got his maximum value out of his health bar. Men-at-Arms with polearms actually got some really good value. Other than that, Spearmen-at-Arms did okay. Knights of the Realm got crumped pretty hard, and both the Grail versions of Knights did quite well. Now, Toryx got 3,800 value, mostly bullying Louen around. He got to his heal cap, and almost all of that damage came from Toryx. That was very impressive by him. Wargore on foot really struggled to make an impact. He might have been forgotten for a while, or he just had to run for most of the game, which was unfortunate. And both the Jabber Slice did really well. I mean, I forget how much they are, but they might not have paid for themselves, but you saw that they immediately crushed all the archers, then they terror-routed off a bunch of stuff, mortis engine things, so they're very good. They were very good.